Welcome to the Garage Network podcast. Join us and the occasional special guest as we discuss everything automotive, from fixing cars as a technician, owning an automotive workshop or business, overall work-life balance, and even the occasional laugh. In this episode of TG Talks, we were lucky enough to be joined by a German friend, Björn. Björn works for TUNAP, who is an industry-leading additive company that are on the forefront of innovation and environmental awareness. So we hope that you guys really enjoy it. We are recording.
I didn't know we were recording this, Jeff.
Hey, yeah, this is. Oh dear! Oh, just because he's one of the Germans. Oh dear!
The German. It's tough for me, I just got up basically.
What's time is it?
Yeah, what's up? What's the time difference?
It's 9:30, so I'm.
Oh come on! It's almost
bit.
midday.
But yeah. For you guys, I got to the office 45 minutes ago. Having my first coffee.
Well, what time do you start work?
Depends. Between 8 and 9 usually.
Yeah. And what time finish?
Depends.
What time did you finish last night?
6.
Oh, okay.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Have you guys been affected much with the whole COVID situation? Have you guys had like minimal staff and all that sort of stuff, or has it been pretty okay?
Yeah, a lot of people are working from home now, less than this time last year.
Yeah.
Last year we had to work from home. So in Germany the employers have to give the employee the option to work from home if it's possible. And everyone can work from home. Same as here now as well. Yeah, we can work from home. Last year we were supposed to work from home, and I didn't like it. I got really tired of it. I knew I only had to work from home 2 days a week, and those were the worst days of the week usually. And then I just decided at some point to just come back into the office because not many people were around. So no one said anything. I thought, okay, if they really want me to work from home, then they tell me directly. So,
that's it.
So no one did. And a week later, my boss came back to work every day also because they also didn't like it. And slowly everyone's just been coming in now. Now with this Omicron, everyone getting infected, our general manager is really not happy with us. Like when the whole team is sitting on one desk. But that's
okay.
Currently in our team, everyone's coming in.
Yeah, we've just had a few issues with it as well. Now a lot of we've had our Christmas holiday just finished now, and we went up north to Queensland, and almost all the restaurants had no staff. So like there were only 2 tables seated with people. They couldn't take any more seatings because we went to one big restaurant, they only had 2 people in the kitchen. Normally have 25. So they just couldn't take patrons. It's a
we saw
tricky
that
one.
we saw that on the Northern Beaches, various places.
Yeah.
No staff, and it's you could only get in if you had a booking, and I understand, but at least they managed to be open. So
yeah,
that's it.
It's somehow it's not that bad here. You don't really notice it because I don't know. People are still being quite careful. Regulations are quite high. People, they listen. Most of the people listen to what the government says, and then there's because I think right now they try to keep also the demonstrations the protests low. The people that want to protest meet for going for a walk, and then they do that Monday nights, and then they go for a walk carrying, I don't know, their torches around.
A walking protest.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. We'll see. Right now they're lifting a bit of the regulations, even though numbers are going up. But I think hospitalization is not that bad here.
Yeah.
So it's understandable.
You see, I think it's potentially quite bad here. I've had stories of people not with COVID symptoms having triage in the hospital car park.
They did that in Newtown. In Newtown, they've set up an outdoor triage. Literally in the car park. The car park's got like a little shelter now, and you do it outside.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
crazy stuff, isn't it? Crazy stuff.
It is.
2 years on, and we're still going. 3 years on, almost.
Everyone's vaccinated, and it's made no freaking difference. You know, maybe it has made some difference, but I don't really see it. You know, I don't really see it. Many people getting Omicron are just as bad with symptoms as people are vaccinated. So I don't really understand it. Am I going to get the booster? I'm not sure. If I have to, I will do. At the moment, I'm just going to. If I have to do it for work, I'll do it. You know, but I'm not saying I'm an anti-vaxxer. I just think I believe in science, and I don't think the science has had time to test these viruses and vaccines properly.
Yeah, I've gotten the booster quite quickly because here they have the regulations that you have to be either recovered or vaccinated, and right now, and then I think a month ago they started that you also have to get tested because everyone's getting COVID again, even though you're vaccinated. But if you got the booster, then you don't have to get tested anymore.
It's ridiculous. Here you can't get a test. You can't get a test unless you've failed a rat test, and the antigen tests aren't even accurate anyway. I think if you farted on one, it would come up as positive.
Well, mine was showing negative for 3 days, and then the PCR came back positive. So,
but before we do go, a serious Costa's tested positive to many strange things in the past. Anyway.
At least, you know what? At least this one, we're able to shake it off pretty quick. The other one seemed to stay around for a long.
You can't get rid of that.
Can't get rid of it.
So you've had COVID?
Yeah, it's a couple of weeks ago.
Okay, but then you should be the best immunized person here.
I'm ready to travel. That's it. I'm ready to go overseas. That's what I said. As soon as I recover, told my missus, I go, you know what? Now's the time. We go now. I've got a month or two of really strong immunity. Let's go.
Yeah, that's really good. But does the country let you back in if you go abroad?
So they should, because I'm still vaccinated.
See, that's what scared me. Just being stuck somewhere else. I mean, it's gonna, you know. I mean, it's okay.
Come back in. You can always come back into your own country. They just might make you isolate if they change the rules and you need a booster to come back in. But I mean, my doctor's given me like a 6-month thing where you don't need a booster for 6 months.
They changed that here to 3 months for recovery.
They're trying to change. Well, they're trying to change it now. I was speaking to my doctor last week, and he was saying that they're trying to change it to where you're allowed to get your booster as soon as your symptoms subside. So once you're recovered, you then have to go get your booster. So they're going to slowly get rid of the exemptions in Australia.
Interesting.
Yeah. But right now, what are the regulations to come into the country? I don't have to, if I'm vaccinated, I'm boosted, everything, then I don't have to quarantine. I can just fly into Australia.
Correct. So my sister just came from the US. She's triple vaccinated as well. And nothing. She had to come in. I think you have to have a negative, when she came, it was a negative PCR test, but you can get one at the airport, which is before you leave. If you've got a negative PCR, you're good to go.
Did your sister have a stopover flight? Did she have a connecting flight?
I don't know. She must have, but it would have been
because Björn's probably going to go to the Middle East. He's probably going to go to Doha or
I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters as long as you've got your negative PCR before you fly. She had to have a negative PCR 72 hours before coming to Australia. So she did one a day before, let's say. In the US, you could pay for it, and it's done in like an hour. So she went and paid for it, got it done in an hour, and then she left the next day.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. Because somebody asking for me,
Costa, is this a sister that's got COVID?
Yeah.
She never has COVID.
Believe it or not, so she was in New York, Manhattan when it was the worst. They were getting like hundreds of thousands and millions of people a day, right? Ridiculous numbers. And she comes to Sydney and gets it in Sydney. Avoided the whole US chaos in New York and caught here. But again, she was fine. She just had a tickle in the throat. She didn't feel bad at all. Same as me. Just felt like, my throat's a bit sore, got a bit of a headache, and then, you've got COVID.
Yeah. To me, it'd just be like every other day. You know, it'd be like, I probably wouldn't know.
Look, I just thought I trained too hard. I'll be honest. I thought I had a big day at the gym, and that's why I was tired. That's it. That's what it felt like.
Jim's Costa's good friend.
I thought I went too hard with him. Oh, do you guys think I'm in gymnasium? No. We are recording.
I'm feeling kind of loose now. Should we have a look? Should we get? We can always edit it, Bjorn. So
yeah.
We're probably going to have lots of these funny bits.
I don't mind. So I'm sitting in front of this window because Jeff asked me to have TUNAP in the back of me, but now I have the light on and the camera's flickering and I'm still in the shade.
I thought Germans had good technology. You know, I don't know. I thought you should have state of the art technology there, but
I'm well prepared.
So
I can just turn around and I can turn around. There's a white wall and then everything's going to be fine. Then I'm just going to look like
prefer, mate.
I like it. I think it looks really sharp.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody on the podcast will love seeing that TUNAP logo in the background there.
Yeah, they're going to know about it.
Should we describe it? Should we put some? Should we?
Can you tell us exactly what it looks like, Jeff?
Well, it's like green and blue with TUNAP, turnip. But a lot of people call it turnip in Australia because Australians struggle to read. Bjorn, but we'll edit that bit out. But,
we're gonna test you now. No, that's staying in there. We're gonna test you now, Jeff. What does the symbol represent?
So it's something to do with a droplet in the forest in Germany. It's a water droplet. Am I correct?
Yeah, I would say it's a droplet in a lake. And
water, lake, come on, you're splitting hairs.
I thought you said forest, a drop in the forest.
Well, in the forest, I don't know, like something dropping off one of the trees. That's what the green meant, and the blue meant the water. Am I correct?
Yes, definitely. And then it's also tied to Bavaria. So it represents the Bavarian forest, the Bavarian lakes. So it's really tied to the local heritage.
So I'd never guessed Bavaria by looking at the sign, but
no. It's just that's the story behind it.
Excellent. I like it.
It was designed by the same designer that made all of the Olympic symbols for the different sports in '72.
Yeah.
When the Olympics were in Munich.
Yeah. Wow.
Sensational.
It's awesome. Good story.
So obviously we're with Bjorn from TUNAP and Costa and myself. What I want to know is, who is Bjorn? Who is this man, Bjorn from TUNAP? Costa?
Are you asking me?
I'm asking anybody.
I don't know why you've directed the question to me. I think you meant to. You asked me. I think I'm going to push it back onto Bjorn, and maybe he can.
Yeah. We can have like a. I don't want to say three.
Don't say anything.
I said it.
Okay. Yeah. Obviously, I'm Björn, and I believe you can hear that I'm the guy from Germany here in this room, so to say. Who am I? I'm 29 years old. I'm working for TUNAP. I have the pleasure to be working with Rob and obviously you guys from Australia. Because at TUNAP, I am responsible for dealing with our international partners. Partners meaning distributors all around the world, but also the TUNAP country organizations, which we have in mostly European countries, Brazil, China, Russia. So some large ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, basically, what my role is to get the products to Australia somehow, and to find out which products we get there.
Out of those countries, who would you think is the biggest users of your product?
Around the world?
Yeah.
Well, I know it's Italy. Italy is the biggest TUNAP market. Brazil's growing pretty strongly, and of course the German market is very big, as we originate from there.
Are we allowed to ask what's your favorite country?
Australia, obviously.
I think that's what he was going to say. Yeah.
Well, I haven't had the chance to visit you guys yet, but yeah, well, just from the internet, I would say Australia.
I like it. So, what's your day-to-day role within TUNAP? You know, where you get to work, you probably drink lots of coffees, and I believe you've got a really nice cafeteria, so you can't obviously eat all day, but you know, what's your role involved?
Well, you've listed some of the most important points, of course, because we do have a nice espresso machine.
Excellent.
It's really not that clear as like I said before. I'm trying to get the products out there in the world, and we're facing different challenges. So really just very ad hoc, reacting to the needs of our partners and our customers. Most like strategically, what we want to do is help our partners around the world to establish products. So we of course do technical trainings of the products. We also do sales trainings. We do like some kind of consulting how to approach the market, and then we do a lot of coordination internally also with our product departments, with our internal sales departments who are organizing the orders. I actually asked this question when I interviewed for this job, and my boss now, Sergey, he also couldn't answer this question because he says it's different every day. You know, it's really a tough one. But these are like the tasks that come up. I would say it can vary. You know, you have some days where I'm only talking to other departments internally. We try to get our products produced. They are facing challenges right now with the situation. We try to cope with them on our side. It differs day to day, really, and that
kind of sounds like he's spinning plates between several different things all the time. You know. Yeah,
and you know, like a big company should try to work really process based, and everything should go smoothly, and it's the right way. We're trying to get around those. We try to find our way and try to find solutions in the day to day, and find the solutions that we need right now, and then we take day by day. Basically.
Excellent. I do believe, and I'm sure you told me, but are you actually a chemist as well, or are you a trained chemist?
Yeah, I studied.
Have you got anything for Omicron? Just before.
Yeah, if you got the ingredients to fix it, just send it.
Yeah,
over.
we'll have some.
Get it to the right people. Yeah,
I'll bring some. No, actually, you're quite right. I actually studied biochemistry in my bachelor, so would go into the right direction. I learned a lot about viruses and proteins and mRNA and whatever you need right now. But after I spent some time in the lab, I noticed this is not the right place for me, and went on to study business chemistry. Yeah. And yeah, it's good to have this chemical background to understand what we actually do, what we have in our products. Also to talk to our R&D people, it's just an easier communication. But I'm not really, don't need this chemical side for my day-to-day work.
Yeah.
My colleagues also aren't trained chemists. We have some with an engineering background or just a business background.
Yeah.
No.
Interesting. So I guess the next question is, who is TUNAP? What's the script? People in Australia haven't really heard of TUNAP.
It's quite a new company to us in Australia, I think.
Yeah.
So probably a little bit more about the actual company themselves and maybe what they offer.
Yeah. So TUNAP itself is not super old. So TUNAP was formed in the 70s here in Germany, and we've been since then also active in the automotive market. First of all, Germany, of course, but then the other European markets. A big one, Italy, of course, like I said. And we actually formed at that point to find technical solutions with chemicals that were needed at that time. So since then, we've been very, very focused on the automotive market. TUNAP has grown throughout the years, especially grown quite well in the 90s, and added another production site in addition to this one we're sitting at. And so we're not only active in the automotive market, but we also produce a lot of chemicals for other brands. We also produce chemicals that you can buy in the supermarket, in the hardware store, making us the biggest producer of technical aerosols in Europe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and but still, from our heritage as a company in the automotive industry, we've always developed all of our products ourselves. We produce the majority of our products ourselves in our own production sites. I'm sitting here in front of our other building, and our chemists are working in those labs, actually. I think that's where they are.
I don't know why I'm looking now. I'm trying to see
it's below the TUNAP logo there.
Can you get somebody to wave through the window for us?
No, they're so focused. They're
very busy. They're very busy.
Of course, no. They are trying to develop solutions. Also, of course, together with our application engineers that find the problems in the market, right? And with that mentioned, we produce a lot of chemicals, as I said, for other brands as well. But the newest technological evolutions that we have of our products are always under the TUNAP brand.
Yeah, cool.
And to find these solutions, we also work closely together with automotive OEMs, who either we approach if we have found a solution for a problem that we see in vehicles, or that approach us with problems they have and looking for a solution with chemical products.
I do believe.
Sorry,
Costa, go on.
And in that situation where they've come to you with a sort of a common problem that they're looking for a chemical fix, is that where you guys would go away and sort of try and make something up for that specific task? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. Basically, then they also usually have chemists working for them, and then our R&D collaborates with their R&D. Sometimes we collaborate with external institutions, universities, or whoever we can see that can help with the problem.
Yeah, cool. Very cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then a lot of products stem from these corporations, and then our lab tries to further, improve the products that we find. Sometimes we come with a problem from the market, and they find a solution that is not only solving the problem, but also preventing the problem to happen in the future.
I dare say having that connection with the OEMs probably allows you guys to have a bit of a head start on making these chemicals, right? You guys are probably seeing the faults that us in the non-OEM world, in the independent workshops, you probably start seeing their problems before we see them.
It should happen. Usually, you will see the problems in the market, because we also don't see the problems before they occur. I think OEMs they will try to develop their engines and their cars to not have any problems at all. But you sometimes see the problems popping up 2-3 years after the cars are introduced in the market, and they probably see them a bit earlier in their test vehicles, and then we do have a bit of a head start. But of course, it takes a while to develop the products, and it takes quite a while to get them approved and get the safety ensured by the OEM. Yes.
I'm sure it's a massive.
That sounds like red tape and people sat on desks, waiting to sign things off, and that comes with its own.
It's good that we have them.
Of course it is. Oh yes, we like the people behind the
desk. We need regulation.
Yeah,
we do need regulation in every industry. So
yeah, for sure. And actually, when you're talking about regulations, a lot of these emission regulations that have popped up in the last years, they've caused problems in the engines with carbon building out, or the AdBlue system that's been added. I don't know, 10, 20 years ago.
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
And I mean, these new systems, since they're not tested for that long, then they make new problems in the vehicles that you didn't think about before, and that's actually it's good for us, because we can then develop solutions.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. That's really cool.
So, I'll go on, Costa, after you. You're younger. I'll let you go first.
All right. So obviously, you guys make a lot of chemicals for a lot of applications. Because I actually use a few of them. Jeff obviously introduced me to you guys a little while back now. So you guys are the guys that we use. What would you, if you had to pick one thing, what do you think TUNAP's point of difference would be compared to other chemical companies?
Like I said, we are working directly with the OEMs, and then when working with them, we always try to find a solution for them that will not impair the vehicle in any kind. So a lot of actually all of our technical solutions are used when the engine is shut off. You want to clean out the carbon deposits of the vehicle, but you also want to, and usually we clean them with water-based solutions. But you want everything of that cleaning solution that you have, you want it out of there before it gets into the engine, also before the dirt gets back into the engine. So the solutions that we offer are really safe. Some solutions you also just have to disassemble the parts, because you want to make sure it doesn't impair the vehicle in any way while cleaning it. Then, as I mentioned, we're trying to look for water-based solutions, and all of our current top-line technical products are water-based, as the company does really care about sustainability. And
excuse me. Thank you. I couldn't stop it.
He's allergic to sustainability.
Allergic to that.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh god! Did somebody say water?
Yeah. That's, every time a sea turtle is saved, Jeff sneezes.
We can edit that bit out. Not a problem.
No, we're not.
We're going to keep it.
Yeah, sorry. So what you were saying, sustainability.
Yeah. So as I said, we try to have the product solvent free and but still the best solution to clean carbonization out, which is usually the problem right now. And what we also want to make sure is that we don't just sell products that tell you it's we're cleaning it, but we need to make sure that all of our products work perfectly fine.
We have a name for that in Australia, and we call it a wallet flush.
If things don't work, yeah.
But we need to make sure. Otherwise, we're not bringing the solution to the market, and we don't help anybody, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, whenever R&D develops a new product, they try to do it water-based, or we even have a solution where we don't require any kind of solvent at all, not even water to get out the carbon.
Yeah. Wow.
I believe that even some of your aerosols are different as well, and hexane free. That's correct, isn't it?
Yes. So as in a lot of brake cleaner, I mean, everyone uses brake cleaner also because it's the greatest product. We make a lot of regular brake cleaner, and it just works because solvents do work very well for these oily residues to clean them. But it's just a refined petrochemical product, and then you cannot control completely the composition of the formulation. So you do have some chemical compounds in there that you don't want, one of them being annexane. So we've developed a brake cleaner that is free of annexane by being synthetic, but also being safer regarding creating an explosive atmosphere or being less flammable.
Yeah.
And still cleaning what you want to clean.
Yeah.
In that same line, we have a lot of the oils and greases that we make as aerosols as NSF labeled, which means that you can apply them even in food grade environments.
So you're saying you could eat it almost?
We need to be
did
careful.
Not say that. Let's be please.
I'm pretty sure he mentioned food. I've got kitchens on my mind.
Let's just go on the record and say that Björn did not say that.
So
no, we did have an advertisement because of course that's what it is. It's this NSF-H1, meaning you can use it in for example, food production facilities where they of course need to grease some parts of the machines or whatever. And then marketing took this, made an advertisement where a child, uses this brake cleaner and puts the rag in his mouth afterwards. Of course, we could. That's not how we want to use it. Okay, Jeff.
We'll see. I don't smoke, but I'll find somebody that does.
You know what, Jeff? I don't believe Björn. I reckon you should try it and see.
We'll see about that. We'll see about that. Maybe I'll test it on you, Costa.
I do not recommend it.
So, I mean, Costa, you're using some of the TUNAP products. Flushes and fuel products. How are you finding it? Are you
They're working well. I'm not going to lie. I was a bit what's the right word for it? I was a bit, not going to say concerned, but it wasn't as optimistic, especially knowing it's no longer going to be a harmful chemical. You normally you're in the mindset of strong chemical means it's going to clean it well, specifically with the flush stuff that you can actually measure and see. But I've been using it now for a few months, and it definitely works. Definitely works. So I've got no concerns, or because I always like to R&D any product I use or stock in my shelf. I do a bit of research and a bit of testing before I go ahead and start selling it to customers. And not absolutely happy with it. Absolutely happy with it. And it doesn't stink. It doesn't stink. I've used other flushes before where end of the day you smell like that flush. Where this, you can.
Some people do like a bit of a smell or something like that. I'm sure. Could Björn put some potpourri and pour some in, for Australia? Make it sound like, make it smell like Vegemite.
Again, Jeff, you're not meant to eat it.
We can make a special one for you, Jeff.
Thank you very much.
Since Rob sent me some Vegemite, I'll take it over to the lab and we'll put some in your flush and I'll bring it over.
What Jeff does like specifically, he likes warm beer. So beer that's just over room temperature, nice and hot.
This bit we will edit out. We will edit out. But so Björn, just on the TUNAP side, what are your favorite products?
My favorite product?
Yes.
I really like the 989, the 957, and the 955. Those are the ones that I use on my car. And it's
just for people that don't know the numbers. what are those products?
So the 989 is the injector cleaner that we have. That is just also a tank additive. But we just put the highest amount of amines that we could, so the highest amount of cleaners, detergents that we could put in there, so to ensure that we are actually cleaning the system. So I use that regularly, just to keep the injectors clean, to keep the.
Sorry, what car do you drive?
It's a Volkswagen Golf 6.
So, yeah. Just checking. Just in case you drove a tractor or something like that,
Okay.
You do know that Germany has roads, right? You are aware.
I don't know. I don't know. I've seen it on YouTube. Let's not go there.
Actually, so I went to school. I went to high school in the US for 1 year, and I believe I got the weirdest question I got asked was if we had rainbows in Germany.
It's a valid question. Did the mission go straight to Greece?
I'm guessing the answer is yes.
You need to find out yourself, right?
I
can tell you what I want. You need to see to believe.
Well, we're going to come and we're going to try your cafeteria because we keep hearing how good it is, and there's certain foods on a Friday that we really like, So,
hey, we've only got a one chemical so far, so we've got the injection.
Yeah.
Come on, back on task.
So the 989, the injector cleaner. Then I use the 957, which is the engine flush or engine interior cleaner, as we call it. And then I use the oil conditioner 955 afterwards, put it in the new oil after we do the oil change. And then because that contains boron nitride, our technicians call it ceramic, just to smoothen the surface. You have all the metal in the oil system, and to reduce the wear. And it also, what you see or hear is that you reduce the noise in your cars. It does reduce the oil temperature slightly, but this is something that's not 100% noticeable in your passenger cars.
So I do have a question regarding oil conditioners. And I guess get asked this quite a lot. People with cars under manufacturer's warranty and oil conditioners. Is it something you would do, or would he?
Yeah, I would do it on my car, as I would say. It's it always depends a bit on the market. The OEMs, they don't like you to put anything in the oil that they've tested and that they've approved under warranty. So if you want to be 100% sure that your OEM warranty stays intact, then I would probably use it after warranty, right?
That sounds quite interesting and honest at the same time. I appreciate it.
Sure. Of course, that's what we do.
Yeah, I was getting ready for put everything in, pour one of each,
put two in.
Yeah, put
it's
two
a
in.
New car, Also, but the flush, they don't even like you to put the flush in, because we've tested that together with the OEMs, because what happens, there's a lot of flushes out there, and Costa, as you said, you like to use used to like to use those with solvents in there, because obviously they work. But what happens if you put a flush in and you clear all the old oil out? You never get 100% out before you put the new oil in. Of course, if you have the flush, you get more out, but you still have a residue also of the flush and of the product, or of the 957 that you put in there. And this is then contaminating, so to say, your new untouched oil that's coming in. And that's one reason why OEMs directly are hesitant regarding the flush. And because you're both quiet, for us, that was the reason for us to base our flush on just on oil and not on solvent, and also put lubricity additives in there. So we do keep this application film intact.
That's okay. So even if you have a little residue in there, it's not going to affect it too much. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Interesting. So I've got a question, and I'm sure other people are going to ask. And I think when we mentioned a partnership with TUNAP Australia and the Garage Network, is that we knew at the time that TUNAP do some work with the manufacturers. Are we allowed to know any? Can we have some inside information? Are we allowed any tips and tricks?
Yeah, of course. That's the most interesting question. We do with the OEMs. None of the OEMs do have any problems, right? So that's why we're not allowed to talk to the ones that we're working with, of course.
Yeah.
We are working with the German OEMs. We're working with French OEMs. We're working with Japanese OEMs. Right, but
that just about covers it, doesn't it?
Without going into any further detail, yes.
Yeah. Oh dear, that's interesting.
Well, there's actually probably a more important question, because you said that wasn't most things. One was more important though. The AAA in Melbourne, rumor has it that you may be gracing us with your presence.
I think I will have the honor to be invited by our distributor in Australia, Rob. So
he's going to Melbourne. But I think he wants to come to Sydney first, because
Well, I think he should.
I think he should.
Yeah, as I said before, I haven't been to Australia. I'm very excited to come. Yeah, I'm going to be coming in April. Just of course, we need to watch the regulations and everything. You never know these days, but
it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Don't worry. Don't worry about that. Listen, watch the news. We're all going to be fine.
Jeff was actually telling me offline that if anyone gives you a high five while they're in Melbourne, you'll be buying them a beer.
That's true. That is true.
That's what Jeff said. That I've got no involvement.
Let's hope it's not too many people. Because also I'm sitting here in quite the shade, so people will have a hard time recognizing me, I think.
So
sure, I guess let's say the first 5.
The first 500 done. Shared. We're live now. We're lads here. We've done this live straight to the network on YouTube.
I just see Jeff giving me high fives all day.
Oh, look, don't worry. After 2 beers, he'll be asleep.
Yeah, and they've got to be warm as well. It's going out there. Warm. So back to business. Have you got any new or exciting products coming out that we were allowed to? I don't know if you're allowed to say, or if you're not, can you just tell us anyway?
No, I've been quite vague before, with saying, there's these problems that we work on solutions for. So one that we've been working on the past 1.5 years, I would say, is an AdBlue product, which is quite a good example, because we've seen the crystallization in AdBlue systems that I think most people are aware about. That causes cars just to go into emergency mode or stop completely, and then in the worst case, you replace the whole SCR system. So for that, we wanted to develop a product that can clean these, we want to develop a product that prevents these deposits in the AdBlue. We want to make it an AdBlue additive. That we can just make sure that these crystals don't form. We did that, and then R&D went a step further, and now I've already spoiled it. We made a product that can clean these deposits, right? And it prevents them from forming again also, and it cleans them just by being added to the AdBlue tank. So that's a product that we're quite proud about. It's done, it's tested, it's working. We're just as Costa you mentioned before, we're just working on the regulatory hurdles. So we do have them in the market in few European countries already. So it's being continuously tested. Another product that R&D is also very excited about, that we don't have in the market at all yet, as this is still going through the last tests, is a new fuel treatment against algae, against microorganisms in diesel, especially bulk diesel, but also truck tanks, car tanks if necessary. That because we've always had a product for that, but of course, as they are biocides and kill the microorganisms, they can be harmful to anything, and they can also be harmful to the applicant. And they had this skull pictogram on the cans, and so
that normally means it's good, doesn't it? If it's got skull and crossbones on it.
Hey, that we already discussed that. This means it works.
That's it.
No, and then especially in Europe, regulations against toxic products are rising, and also it doesn't really fit into our company picture, company strategy, that we have these toxic products in our range. We developed a new product that's non-biocidal, it's non-toxic, but it still treats the diesel fuel and gets rid of the microorganisms.
I
right?
think we can definitely drink that. We can definitely drink that.
Bring some. Take some out on Saturday night.
Yeah. For everybody except Jeff, I still recommend not to drink any of our products.
Everybody except Jeff. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I think you maybe have tried it. This sounds like it. No, I'm just we don't officially say, because it's non-biocidal, we don't say it kills microorganisms, but that's what it does. You know, it's just not what's on the can, because if you say that on the can, then regulation-wise it has to be a biocide, which it isn't. I think Australia is not that strict with these regulations, but a lot of the countries in Europe are these days. So
pretty sure, specifically even emission-wise, we're one of the more relaxed regulations. I think that's a good word for it.
I think it's quite surprising because, like, I've known certain workshops, you know, be concerned about the amount of waste that they have. You know, I certainly know a couple of workshops. One's one of the other Garage Network guys, 313 Automotive. He's big on his waste, and I think he's had awards from his council for how he deals with his waste, and you know, trying to be carbon neutral and things like that. I think he's
carbon neutral. Yeah.
So that's great,
and there's a lot of things like that to take into account. You know.
Yeah, I can see, Jeff, how you slowly want to push me to promoting more products.
No, just saying.
No, as we've talked about sustainability before. Also, of course, we're trying to be more sustainable. Also with the products where we don't want to go, we cannot go, of course, into a water-based solution like the fuel additives. There we're trying a different way, and we put our preventative fuel additives like the 974 and the 984. We've put them into recycled packaging. So we put them into PET bottles that are 80% recycled material, and all of the packaging was made carbon neutral. And I think, well, you'll have to look on Rob's Facebook page. I think he's made a post. So TUNAP Australia's Facebook page, he's made a post about how many tons of CO2 we're saving with this change to carbon neutral packaging. And then, of course, the product itself was TUV tested, that it's also reducing fuel consumption and it's reducing emissions. So we got that certified as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then, of course, I don't know, you can recycle the whole packaging of that.
That's interesting.
Really good. That's really good.
Yeah, and so this is actually the first product where we've made this switch. We want to make the switch with all of our additives. So the flush will be coming at a certain point, and going one by one there. The more of the cleaners will be in this kind of packaging. And for the aerosols, which are of course still in tin cans or in aluminum cans, as we cannot have it pressurized in these amounts yet. We're also working on a different solution there, but we're making the plastic caps. We're changing all of the plastic caps to recycled material this year.
That's good. I like that. Thinking about the future and children and whales and things, you know, it's
sustainability is important. Well, I think it is important. So it's good to see that, you know,
yes,
a company of that size is actually making the effort to make the change, because I'm sure it comes with a cost and comes with new infrastructure, comes with a lot more R&D, which It's a big commitment. It's a big commitment.
Yeah, but that's what the company has been about, and I think that's what the owners and the founders really want to make a move in that direction, and just want to be also be fit for the future, as it's still 50% family owned. The company, the son of the founder is our CEO right now. And they want to have it future-proof, and also going into the future, going to the right direction.
That's amazing.
It's really excellent. Cool. Well, that's definitely a bit interesting. I think we've all, me and Costa, we've definitely learned something, and that's always worth a look at. But we've been going for about an hour now, so I think maybe have a wrap up, and. Obviously, I'd like to thank Björn and the TUNAP guys for having us.
No, thank you guys. Thank you guys for this honor to be on your podcast, and for thinking I'm interesting enough to be talking to. And from my side, it certainly didn't feel like an hour. It felt that it went by quite quickly.
Is this your first podcast?
Yeah, of course. No, I've listened to some podcasts before.
Obviously, the Garage Network podcast.
Obviously.
Yeah. So, can we have a video tour a bit around the facility at some point? I'm sure some people especially like to see the your workshop piece part, and a bit of what you do there. But I'll make sure we bug you about that.
Yeah, of course. So this actually our headquarters where I'm sitting in right now. We have, of course, our labs, but also a small production site. So we can just go over there. Of course, I have to talk to the guys over there when it makes sense to come, and then we can just quickly go through the production. Actually, this production site is not as big as our production site in East Europe, because mostly we have the ingredients that are mixed here, and just a couple small filling lines. But this one we can easily do, and when I'm over there in East Germany, I'm sure we can also do a tour of the big production site.
Perfect, and we'll repay you with a tour around Sydney.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited to come to Australia. Really.
Have you seen a kangaroo before?
Sorry.
Have you seen a kangaroo before?
Only on my plate,
Because they're everywhere. Like as you walk through the city, just bouncing around. They're all over the place.
It's those bears in the trees that you've got to be careful of, though. Drop bears.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
That's going to be great. I'm sure it's going to be great.
Well, we'll definitely look forward to having you, and we'll give you, as I say, we'll give you a bit of a tour. Costa knows a couple of places for some good food and things, and we'll make sure we'll look after you anyway.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Sounds great.
So, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for gracing us with your presence.
Just before you go, I believe TUNAP have this fancy cafeteria, and they have a superstar chef. He's a very good chef, I believe, and every day he makes something special. What's he making you for your dinner today?
Jeff, we had sausages yesterday.
Jeff's favorite.
And we all know Jeff loves sausages. But,
you've never even been to Sydney yet. How would you know?
I've told him.
We can edit that bit out. We'll edit that bit out.
No.
Today we get fish. I think it's brass. I'm not 100% sure with the English names of
No, bass is a fish, yeah. Yeah, no, I'm okay for that. I don't want any fish.
We'll stick to
they're actually
sausages.
quite good. So if you want to check out what we're eating, follow Feinis Schmankerl on Instagram. He does a lot of barbecue over here, and he's looking to make.
Costa loves the barbecue. It's Costa's speciality, yes.
Oh, yes.
He mostly does barbecue, but also sometimes he makes sausages, Jeff.
Yeah, cool.
Well, look, when
he's trying to make a cut to. He's trying to make 10,000 followers. So.
Do you know what? I love how he's promoted the chef and not TUNAP Germany. Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah, but we'll all give him a follow anyway. So anybody give I don't remember his name, but give him a follow anyway. He does good barbecue.
I'm trying to find him, but I had a really bad attempt at trying to spell that name.
Feinis Schmankerl. I'll just show you his Instagram account quickly for the ones that are watching on YouTube, just to give you.
I can't see it. I can't go down.
No.
Down.
Just go down a bit.
Down
a bit.
Forwards. Oh.
Come on.
I tell you what, look at them.
I don't know if you see anything, but
yeah. So for people on the podcast, it's just a picture of filthy food, which just looks delicious. Let's definitely wrap this up now. We've gone off on a tangent with the chef, but we'll all give them a follow. Have a look on TUNAP. What's TUNAP's website?
It's TUNAP.com.
TUNAP.com.
Since we only started working on it, started working together with you guys in Australia last year, we're still trying to finalize the website. I know Rob's working hard on it, so we will have the TUNAP Australia website up soon. We do have TUNAP Australia on Facebook and Instagram. You can easily find them. I think.
And if you want to find Björn on the Garage Network, just type in Björn the Sausage Man, and he will pop up straight away.
Oh no!
Right then, well, it's a goodbye from me.
End on that note.
Thanks for listening, everybody. I'm sorry this has been a long one, but we like to have a chat with Björn, and it's like two birds with one stone. And so thanks again, everybody, and we'll catch you next time.
See you guys.
See ya. Thank you.
Ciao, ciao.
Don't forget to join our private Facebook page if you are an automotive technician, and also subscribe to our YouTube and our podcast channel. They are all called The Garage Network. Thanks, guys, and see you next time.